What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. It's great to see you guys again. And before we proceed moving forward, make sure that you come to this video with an open mind and an open heart. All right, because I know not all you guys are going to agree with everything I say, everything I talk about, and that's okay, right? We all wake up on our own time, and it's really just up to the individual if they want to truly discover who they are and the truth about our reality and how life truly is once you see the bigger picture. So heaven is an experience that we make here on earth, right? Right now, heaven is something that you can create or hell, right? You can create hell for yourself or heaven for yourself right now. And these things are based off the actions that we take, the decisions we make, right? How we treat people, man. The way that you move about in life, whether you're on the path to righteousness or not. Guys, heaven was never meant as a literal place that we go to when we die, right? Heaven is an experience that you create, that I create, right? Because we are infinite creators, man. There is nothing that you couldn't think of right now in your mind, so long as you actually put in effort and meditate on it and say, you know what? Boom, I'm envisioning this. This is what I see. This is what I want to create. And even if these things don't work, don't happen for you, that's still not a reason to say, oh, well, maybe when I get, to heaven, when I die or whatever, boom, all this is going to be given to me. Look, it doesn't work like that, guys. And I know for a lot of religious people out there, that's going to sound just completely absurd, demonic, whatever, man. But the point is that you are the sole reason for why your life is the way that it is. And I'm not talking about all this stuff on just a, self-improvement, personal development and all that. That's cool or whatever, guys. But spiritual growth, spiritual evolution is what truly gets you to the next level, because you meditate on your decisions, right? You don't dwell on the past too much to where it affects you, right? You look back, you reflect, you think about the decisions that you've made. You think about the people that, you might have heard, all these kind of things. You think about where you want to go at, where you want to move forward to in your life, etc., etc. Heaven was meant to be something that you could create for yourself, but you have to be extremely, extremely always concerned about the next move that not got to make, but that you're going to make. Because that's what's going to make the biggest difference on what happens tomorrow, what happens a couple weeks from that point that you started asking these questions and really thinking about it, right? Months, years, eventually down the line, man. Your decisions that you make right now are what dictate whether you're going to experience heaven or you're going to experience hell. Like right now, so many people put themselves through hell because they're always thinking negative. They always have negative thoughts. They're always being really, really pessimistic. And I know how difficult it can be to move forward in life, always being optimistic. I mean, I'm like that myself. I was never really a pessimistic person, even if things didn't work out for me. Because I know that heaven was always something that can be experienced on this earth, even though this earth isn't perfect. Maybe at some point in time it was heavenly, right? To our ancestors, man, they lived great, wonderful, righteous lives, man. They didn't have to worry about invaders coming. They didn't have to worry about being indoctrinated. None of these things, right? Because they were so focused. They were so focused on creating heaven on earth, man, because they knew that it wasn't just some paradise, right, somewhere after death, man, that they go to. It was an experience that they created while they were alive, right? And this still relates to everything we do today, man. Now, see, they're trying to get us to go with all these different religions that say you got to believe in this God, you got to follow this path, even though it probably goes completely against how you really feel about things, man. Now, I'm sure right now, if there was a God and they told you guys to sacrifice your child, man, are you really going to do that? I mean, seriously, I'm not saying that to be funny or none of that stuff, guys. Just think about it. That's why we say also, man, common sense isn't so common. And not to say that to call people dumb or stupid or anything like that. Right? And I don't want nobody putting words in my mouth, but what I will say is that I'm pretty sure you wouldn't, because it wouldn't make sense. right? Because you can feel things in your heart, man, when you're about to make a decision, right? You guys ever get that tight feeling in your chest that's telling you, or that gut feeling? Because our gut also has like a second brain, basically, that, hey, man, don't do this, don't do that. You're about to make the wrong decision, right? Don't go with what this person is saying, because it probably doesn't resonate with you. It's not making sense. It's making you confused. I know some of you guys have felt like that, man. Right? And if you say you haven't, man, you got to be lying. You know, not necessarily to me or others, man, but to yourself. You guys got to be honest, man. I mean, seriously. You know, ain't none of us perfect. We've all made mistakes. We've all done things we're not proud of. But that's why you have to put more good out into the world, man. That's why you need to start treating yourself and other people better, right? Because this is like an actual thing that affects you once you know, get ready to ascend to that next level, man. You can end up bringing yourself right back down because of how you treated people, the energy that you put out into the world. You know, that's why you have the choice, man, to make your own decisions. Yet you're always being influenced by the angel on the right shoulder, devil on the left, man. But it's up to you to decide which one you're going to feed. And I think there was actually an old Native American proverb, man, that I absolutely love. I don't exactly remember it word for word, but I'll try to explain the best that I can. It's not too long. So it goes like this. There was a young child who asked his grandfather. It goes like this. Sorry about that, y'all. So there's an old Native American proverb. It was about a grandfather who was explaining to his young grandson. He was like, grandson, there are two different paths in life. There's two different wolves that will influence you, right? It's basically the same thing. Angel, devil, you guys get it, right? You see where I'm going? And depending on which one you feed, that's the one that will become the strongest. So do you want to feed the good wolf, become more righteous, treat people better, receive all the good karma back that you put out without expecting anything in return, right? Being a good human being, just simply being the best you can be? Or do you want to feed the bad wolf, aka the demon on the left shoulder, negativity, being pessimistic, hating other people, jealousy, greed, anger, right? 7 deadly sins, all these things, man. It's up to you to decide which one you want to feed the most, which is why it's so important to be thoughtful and extremely mindful of the decisions that you make, the content that you watch, the people you watch, right? Not just going along with what some joker's saying, man, because there's a lot of them out there. They're just spewing random nonsense, saying all this random stuff, and no one's really thinking about it. No one's really listening, man. People just want to hear what they want to hear, which is why they feel so stuck still. Which is why they feel like, man, dude, why does it seem like every time I watch this guy, every time I, dive deep into this right here, at least what some people think they're diving deep into, when in reality, they could just be diving deep into something that's keeping them stuck, keeping them in a state of fear, keeping them paralyzed, not physically, but paralyzed to where like, oh, wow, I have to, keep going with what this person says, because if not, I'm gonna get struck by lightning. Whatever people nowadays like to consider just completely negative, all these things, man, right? There's just so much out there, guys, which is why it's important to focus on you. Meditate, man. That's the best thing you can do for your mental, but also not definitely any more than your spiritual, right? Because who you are is the person that you're meant to be, even if you don't see it now. All right. And I can see why it's so difficult, man, for people to try to figure out themselves, man, because they're just so stuck in a certain paradigm. They don't think for themselves. Right. And that's why I say heaven is an experience that we make, that you make here on earth, which is why it's important to know yourself, know what makes you happy, right? Know what the right thing to do is, even if you don't want to do it because of what this person or that person might say. It don't matter what the hell they say. It matters what you're going to do. It matters what action it is that you're going to take, because that's what's going to determine whether or not you either keep ascending or you're going to descend, man. Right? But that falls on you. Heaven is something that we can all experience on this earth, man. Right? And it's by creating that heaven within yourself, right? Because it all starts within. And with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm probably going to end up making another one. So you guys let me know how much you enjoyed this one. If you resonate, I know some of you will, some of you won't. That's okay. That's fine. And yeah, man, you guys just drop them comments, man. Let me know what y'all think. I'm gonna start coming back with the videos, man. I actually been studying for my CDL and all that too. And I passed all 3 of my tests, man. So I'm excited about that, man. But anyways, like I said, man, just do the best that you guys can do, right? Even if it's confusing right now, even if it's hard, even if it seems crazy and chaotic. Don't focus on these things, man. Because when you give your attention to something that's negative, you're just feeding that more unrighteous or unholy side. In other words, for anybody out there who is a Bible believer and all that, and and not crucifying or criticizing you guys or anything like that, man. I'm just explaining the truth about things, and not a lot of people want to hear it. And I think it was Plato. I may be wrong, but I think it was Plato. You guys correct me on this, but if it was or wasn't Plato, some ancient, not ancient, but some old philosopher from back in them days said, no one is more hated than he who speaks the truth. And I'm gonna leave y'all with that, man. So be sure to drop some comments, spread some love. Comment, don't comment, whatever. It doesn't matter. As long as you guys heard this message, I know somebody needed to. So be sure to get them likes up too, man. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. All right. Peace.